Alrighty. Here we go. All right, creating a seamless process, making your page a public sneak peek. So this is really just a convenient way to make your whole like inviting process, all your conversations, just so much easier on yourself. Because when you go to talk to someone to take it that step further, they've already looked at your post and you've already kind of gone through objections. You've already kind of broken down like what exactly a boot camp is and what you do besides just work out. And you've really kind of broken down like what do you do in a day as a coach and what it means to you and the impact that it has and all these different things. So when you go to invite them to a boot camp or to invite them to the coaching opportunity, they already have this picture formed in their mind of what it is that you do and whether or not they'd want more info about it and whether it'd be a good fit for them. Where if you don't do this effectively on your page and you go to invite them, they're kind of just like, what are you even talking about? And they don't have that proof and that background built up already where they've been like liking your posts and reading all these captions that you write and have that idea formed in their mind that makes them want to take that next step and makes them curious to want to learn more. But before we jump into all of that, I don't know if you guys saw, but this month the challenge packs are $20 off, which is absolute craziness. So not only like taking advantage of that, but like promoting it in a way that like if someone joins your boot camp this month, that they have the opportunity to save money in that way just this month, and that's something that you want to like give back to them this month, and they have the opportunity to join if they've been thinking about it for like that much less money, which is crazy. And that does not happen very often. I think in this past year that's happened like once. So definitely when it happens, it is a lot easier, I would say, even with just like $20, like the difference between like when people feel like they're saving money, it just really helps kind of convince the ones who are kind of on the fence if they think like, you know, if they sign up only in this month, they're going to get that deal. So anyone that like has been kind of on the fence or that you need to follow up with, like now's a great opportunity to do that and really use that promotion to your advantage. As well as the November 22nd is the last day of this year to hit like your final rank goals and to hold them and have that rank for the end of the year. So I know there's a bunch of girls in the Diamond group right now pushing for that, and as well that I've been kind of working with on the side. So November 22nd is I just spilled my drink everywhere. Is the last day to do that and successfully like hold that rank for the end of the year. I'm gonna get a paper towel. Hold on. I'm such a hot mess express. Anyway. Okay. So getting into the goods here. Posting with a purpose. So using your page as a public sneak peek into your life and what it is that you do. It's a place not only to add value and inspire and educate, but also to share like what you're an expert on, which is different for all of us. Like and related to kind of just personal experiences and what you have like really developed a good understanding on in your life. Like my page is very much just kind of focused on self-love and like self-growth, and because that's what my journey has been about, and that might be different for you guys. So it's whatever really you've learned about in your journey or that you're an expert on, something that you can tangibly share with people and inspire them or help them learn in some way. A representation of your brand and a place to make connections and build relationships with others. So your page is your storefront. So when you look at your page, you want to make sure that people can tell kind of three things, either through reading your captions or looking at your photos that you are on a health and fitness journey, first and foremost, that you are part of a team, that you have an online boot camp that they can be a part of, or that they have a team that you can join. And showing that you're working on all of those things, because if you don't show that on your page, they're not going to realize that you have something to share with them, that you have like something of value that they can join if you're not tangibly showing that to them. And then on the flip side of that, like I said before, if you're then hopping into their inbox and like inviting them to something, they're going to be like, what are you even talking about? Because they don't see it on your page. And then your vibe attracts your tribe. So as well as like sharing all of those things, like those are 4 tangible things that all Beachbody coaches share, the being part of a team, being on a fitness journey, everything like that, but also your own twist on things. So what's important to you, sharing like parts of your own journey that have been the most impactful, why these workouts are helpful for you specifically, what they've done for you. Because your experience with these workouts are going to be, and this whole coaching opportunity is going to be different than another coach. So my reason for wanting to join is going to be different than Jess's reason or Jen's reason, because we don't have the same background story. We didn't come from the same past. We didn't have the same job. We didn't have the same like childhood and experiences. So our reasoning for wanting to do things is going to be a little different. And my reason for like why I appreciate these workouts might be a little different, because I might be motivated by different things. I might like different kinds of workouts than you guys like. So sharing that on your page in detail and why these things have made a positive impact on your life specifically helps you attract those people who have come from similar backgrounds to you, who have similar struggles with working out, whether that's like you come home tired and you love these workouts because they're 30 minutes long and it's easier to like have a health and fitness journey after a long day of work. Or if you like the superfoods because they help you with your chocolate cravings, or you like the superfoods because they completely reworked your gut health because that's been a struggle for you. Or you appreciate this opportunity because it allows you to connect with other women and build friendships, and you're kind of an introvert and that's not something you had before. Or it could be something so much bigger that you like want this big life of freedom for yourself, that you want a life that you have control over, and you want to be able to like build something from the ground up and have something that you have ownership over. Like there are so many different reasons for why we appreciate this business, and those are so unique to all of that. So making sure that you're sharing why this has specifically impacted you in your story is going to allow you to fully attract people, not just to your team, but also clients that have the same struggles as you with their health and fitness journey. So then making your page a public sneak peek for, oh, Jesus. I'm a mess today. Okay, making a public sneak peek for coaching. So using it as a space to answer objections, which can either be things that you're hearing in like your inbox from people you're having conversations with, or ones that you had yourself. Because if you're attracting your tribe onto your page, these people with these similar challenges to you and similar outlooks, you're going to probably also be attracting people that have similar objections or thoughts that you did when you signed up. So something I share all the time is like my fear of like judgment from others, or that like I didn't really know how to work social media, things like that. And so even if you aren't necessarily hearing people giving you objections like in your inbox, voicing the ones that you had, because it's likely that people looking at your page also have those objections and questions about this and are wondering how you overcame them or made it work, or like how realistic this really is. And being that open and honest about it helps build that trust as well. And then as well as sharing your favorite parts of this business and why you appreciate it. And sharing successes of the week or anything really, no matter how small. Like literally celebrate everything. When I've sent you guys like little handwritten notes in the mail when you hit your first rank advancement, like hyping up the fact that someone took the time to write you a handwritten note and like say why they specifically think you're awesome, freaking hype that shit up. Or like Beachbody has such a huge incentive program though as well. So when you think of like the Success Club rewards you can get for helping people, you know, saying that literally the company that you work for rewards you for doing your job and doing like the bare minimum of your job, and literally just sends you rewards for helping people. They have incentives, Success Club incentives. I've done ones for you guys hitting Success Club before, which I'm going to start doing again. So like hyping all those little things up. If like you get into a specific training group, saying that you're part of a training group with like top coaches in the network, and that you're having the opportunity to work with people like more one-on-one and get that special attention because of what you're doing in your business. What else is there? Even the workout programs, like when I did 80 Day Obsession, I started the pre-release to the program, and literally that's available to anyone who has bod, but my followers didn't know that. So I hyped up the fact that I was doing a pre-release to the program. Like there's so many things you can celebrate in this business that seem small, but to someone from the outside who isn't like used to seeing that all the time, it seems like that much more exciting. And then sharing your overall vision of why you started this and where you want it to go, really letting people realize the entire impact of what this business can have on your life, and like where you are now and where you want to build this, and allowing them to see how you build it every step of the way. And those mindset growths, and like sharing even like financially what this has done for you in a short amount of time, even if it's like, you know, when I first started, I shared that like I was able to do like one extra payment on my loans each month. And like that was a big deal for me because it just like created less stress for me. And being able to share just like those little things so people can see the growth over time, and just those little positive effects that this has. So these are some examples of celebrating everything, just because I'm an examples person. So this is Gabby's. This is literally not even for like coaching related. It's more as like a challenger related. She finished a program and Beachbody sent her a shirt. But just like the fact that you can celebrate being a company who like so appreciates like the work that we put in, and us showing up not only for others but for ourselves. And that's something you can hype up, being part of this like whole culture of like appreciation and recognition and growing ourselves. And then on the right, this was, I don't even remember how I got the 80 Day Obsession stuff, but I hit Success Club, a certain number of Success Club points, and Mandy sent me a little note and a professional development book. And the other book underneath it was one that Beachbody sent me for hitting a certain milestone or something the month before. So just like I like wrote about how I came home like feeling exhausted and defeated from like my full-time job when I was teaching, and came home to these gifts, and how like this whole coaching experience just kind of switched my mindset, because I went from like being at a day job where I wasn't appreciated to coming home and having like my side hustle be this thing that kind of like gave me that appreciation and showed me that like my hard work was worth it. So even if it's just a freaking book, just the feeling overall that it gives you is what's going to make the biggest impact on the people who are following you. And then your favorite parts. So obviously this is going to be so different for everyone. I don't know what you guys necessarily appreciate about this business specifically, or like what the biggest impact that it's had on you specifically, but really sharing what you love about this so much, and sharing like your gratitude for it all the time is such a big deal. Whether it's the community, which I shared in my post, or Taryn's, just kind of talks about this whole overall like growth within herself of like being happier and more loving, and just like going from this negative mindset to really like wanting to invest in herself every day, and that whole shift of just wanting to grow herself and be better rather than like stuck in the muck of feeling negative all the time. So whatever that is for you, sharing it all the time, whether it's, I gave examples on the side on the side, like whether it's mindset shifts, the community, your overall happiness, your energy, your health, your confidence, financial things, like whatever it is for you, share it unabashedly all the freaking time. And then for online boot camps, you want to share what you do in the online boot camp, because that is like a big piece of confusion for people too. So knowing like what you share in there, sometimes I'll post a picture and like just say that this was something that I shared in my online boot camp, so people can see that like you're sharing value with these people that sign up with you. And if you're not running your own yet, you can talk about things that like I shared in the online boot camp, or you can feel free to post your own stuff in there too. Like that's a space for all of us. And that's something you can share on your page, that you're like adding this value to this community, and that when they sign up with you, like they have all this extra value that you pour into them all the time. The overall purpose of the boot camp, so like letting them know that you help people start their health and fitness journeys, and literally just talking as if you're talking to someone who has no idea what you do, and you have to put it and explain it in like the simplest terms, because people don't come to your page and understand like what coaching is. We get so kind of like engrossed in this community that sometimes I think we kind of just assume that people like know what we're talking about all the time, but people come to your page and they're not part of the community yet. So you have to explain it to them and explain like what we do and what you can provide and why it matters and the effects that you've seen from it, and really just explain it like in the simplest terms possible. Sometimes like when I say that I'm coming on a team call with you guys in a post, sometimes I literally will then say like we hop on live video chat once a week to learn and grow together, so they know what a team call is. And it's just a little extra sentence to like explain that to them, so they get an idea that I'm part of this community and it's about like learning and growing and getting better. Talking about how the workout programs have helped you, so or meal plan supplements, like what you've learned from them, just what you can authentically share about your experience, whether it's like that for me with the meal plans, like I learned how to portion control from it. I learned how many servings of fruits and vegetables I really should be eating in a day. For the workouts, like I appreciate them because they're shorter. I'm no longer like trying to fit in like 1 or 2 hour workouts at the gym, plus like the travel time there. And like, it's just so much more manageable for me. So whatever you appreciate, whatever has made your health and fitness journey easier for you is something you should be sharing on your page. Because as I said before, your tribe of people is going to be people who probably have the same challenges as you. So if they're looking at your posts and they're seeing like, oh, like she's getting these results with 30-minute workouts, like I live a busy life too, like they're going to be seeing how that can work within their own schedule and life as well, and how that's attainable for them too because you're doing it. And then sharing your own progress, client successes, and your daily journey. So here are some examples. So you want to share as a coach, not as like a client. So you want to make sure that you are providing value, that you're not just saying like, I showed up today, I did a workout, but you're kind of explaining what we do in the process. So the difference between like, here's a client check-in, like day 2, I did it, versus these past 3 weeks, I've been in the Bahamas, Vegas, and now Chicago, I think that is. My body is bloated as fuck from all the travel and has no clue what time zone it's in. I was just chatting with the fitties in my boot camp about the first thing I do when I get off the plane: get nutrients, chug some pre-workout, and hit my workout. You don't need a ton of time, space, or even clothes. 20-minute hit is complete, and now I can carry on with my day. So she's explaining that like, even though she has a busy life, like she still can fit in a short workout. And then she's also explaining that she has a boot camp you can join that she provides like tips to. There's so much you can gain just from like a short little explanation. And I think sometimes like we get caught up in the idea of like needing to post something super deep and reflective, but sometimes the value is literally just in the fact that we have the solution and something that can help people. So explaining like how you do that and how you make it work for yourself can inspire someone to take that next step for themselves, because now they see it as possible for themselves. Here's some other tangible examples of boot camp stuff. So on the left, I'm talking about the meal plan from when I did 80-Day Obsession, I think. So it says, sometimes following my meal plan looks like colorful salads, and sometimes it looks like burrito bowls or shrimp stir fry. From the girl who used to think eating healthy meant living off of bananas and lettuce to the girl who finds wholesome ways to make all of her favorite meals. What I've learned over the past 60 days is simple. Eating well does not equal deprivation. It means eating enough and of the right things, which yes, includes some carbs and a little bit of cheese from time to time. P.S. Sharing a ton of my healthy hacks for my favorite meals in my next challenge group starting Tuesday. App in bio if you want to join us. So I just kind of break down like what I've learned from my meal plan, and also like what I share in my boot camp all in one go and how it's grown me. And like your invites don't need to be this big thing in your post sometimes. Like I don't really post challenge group CTAs on my page very often. Sometimes you can literally just be like, if you want to join me, if this is something you'd be interested in, like check in my bio and fill out the form, and just make it casual. So it's more about the value of the post and how it can help them rather than like this weird salesy invite. So you just like slip it in casually at the end. And on the right it says, I get a lot of messages from girls asking me how I stay motivated, and to be honest, I'm not any more motivated than anybody else. I have days where I feel tired, bloated, have a headache, and whatever else, just like other people do. But I've learned to be better than my excuses so I can get to my goals. This is how I've hijacked my best excuses. So I literally break down point by point everything we do in a boot camp that has helped me like nix some kind of excuse that I used to have. So struggled to get to the gym after work. Now I work out at home. Come home tired, have my all-natural pre-workout and get ready to go. Random snacking and an insatiable chocolate addiction. I drink my superfood shake that helps me with cravings. Grabbing whatever's quickest to eat when I'm hungry. Meal prep so I have healthy meals ready to go. You do not need to give in to your excuses. Think, what is your most common excuse and how could you set yourself up to beat it? So I literally break down like everything that we do and how it helps me, and I do that constantly in so many different ways. So that way when I go to invite someone to my boot camp, even if I've never talked to them before and I'm just saying like, hey, I don't know if you saw my my post in my Instagram stories, would you want more info? They've already seen so much info about it on my page about what I do. So they already kind of have an idea of what they'd be getting themselves into and whether it's a good fit for them. Come on. Why is this not going? Okay, that was weird. Okay, so here's the last one. The balancing act. So this is kind of what you're trying to do at all times. How to provide value and connect it back to what we do. So as I said, explaining things in more detail, making sure that you're explaining things like verbatim in such simple terms, not talking about things like I hit Emerald or like I hit Success Club, but saying like I helped change people's lives last month. I helped people get started on their health and fitness journey last month, or like I reached my first like business promotion or something like that, like breaking it down in terms that like everybody understands and not just Beachbody lingo. Sharing your experiences not as a client but as a coach. So not only sharing like what you do and how these workouts and programs have helped you, but also at the end like letting people know that like they can experience that for themselves too, and that you have a resource to offer them if they're interested. Do not be afraid to repeat yourself. So you are probably going to feel like you're repeating the same thing over and over in slightly different ways, but that's a good thing, because it takes people, I think, like 7 times of reading the same like basic seeing the same thing 7 times for it to like actually register in their head and for it to start to kind of like settle in and for them to start reflecting on it. So even if you posted about the same thing 7 times in a row, that same like 1 follower probably didn't see all of those 7 posts. So you want to make sure that you're just like constantly sharing your journey, constantly sharing how this has helped you, constantly sharing how you're growing over and over and over, because it's just going to continue to resonate in your followers' minds over and over and over until they realize that this is something that could possibly help them and that you have like the solution for them. And as I said before, every post does not need to be deep, reflective, or inspirational. Sometimes the value comes just from sharing what we have to offer. So don't feel like you need to really like write this big inspirational post that's just gonna like make people like feel so reflective and like relate to you on so many levels. Like sometimes the value is honestly just in the fact that we have something that can help people, and just sharing like how it's helped you flip your mindset, or how it's helped you be more consistent with your workouts, how it's helped you like, I don't know, how you've seen like results you didn't see before or something like that. Like it doesn't always have to be this deep thing. Sometimes it's just like sharing what we have to offer and just like sharing the facts. And so that's the wrap up. I'll let you take your picture. Let me see if I can stop recording this. Oh my goodness. How do I'm so like computer illiterate. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Oh. Okay, cool. Well, if there aren't any questions, I will let you guys go. Okay. Nothing. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. I hope that was helpful for you guys. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, ladies.